Cadiz, Andalusia, Spain, one of the oldest cities in Western Europe. Founded by the Phoenicians, it has archaeological remains dating back 3,100 years. Christopher Columbus sailed from Cadiz on his second and fourth voyages, and later the city became the home port of the notorious Spanish treasure fleet. As a result, it became a major target of Spain's enemies. This monument celebrates the establishment of the Constitution of Cadiz, the first constitution of Spain, established in 1812. I'd heard much about the old city's streets here, with narrow alleys connecting large plazas, but to immediately come across the Plaza de España, with its gardens, fountains, and beautiful buildings was special. But as soon as we left it, we were in the narrow streets, with their balconies, shuttered windows, street lamps, even cannon on street corners. They were placed on the corners of buildings in times past to protect them as carriages ran past. As many as 114 cannon were thus used. My first impression was that we disembarked from the ship and immediately entered a different world, and enthralled that we were able to be here. Our usual habit is to stroll ashore, take in first impressions of the city, and then have a coffee. Nate, being a connoisseur, will often check online for a good place where we can enjoy the best coffee a place has to offer. You notice the water? In Europe, water is usually served with coffee to cleanse the palate and replace body water. It ended up being a special moment. In Cadiz, we were immediately confronted by so many fascinating facets and intriguing sights. Whilst on the one hand it was a feast for the senses, on the other hand it was intellectually beguiling and totally stimulating. Cadiz is on a peninsula surrounded by the sea. Nate's pointing out our ship, literally only a few minutes walk away. We then encountered a charming little shop selling local products, and immediately Nate saw it as a great gift opportunity, and a leather pencil case was acquired with personalized calligraphy and design. The shop owner being very adept. A work of art. Next stop, the Plaza de la Cathedral and the Cathedral of Cadiz, with its panoramic tower that affords great views over the city. The Mediterranean weather always enhances the experience for me. Plazas like this, with backdrops of intricate architecture and alfresco dining, always a delight. As a visitor, I always love it when I can absorb the special atmosphere of a place. It gets imprinted on the memory. But Cadiz brings back memories of history in school. 1587, when Francis Drake occupied the harbor for 3 days, captured 6 ships, and destroyed 31 others. This impertinent, contemptuous act by Drake became known in England as the singeing of the King of Spain's beard. I remember it well. The new cathedral was built from 1722 to 1838. That's 116 years, and clearly more than one architect had influence. In fact, though originally intended to be in the Baroque style, it contains other elements, and was finally finished in the neoclassical style. As with many churches and cathedrals in Spain, it's a stunning accomplishment. The intricate design and workmanship put into these places of worship never cease to amaze me. Many paintings and relics from the old cathedral I always look up when I'm in a cathedral, and when one does this, one's senses are immediately assailed by the beauty of the ceilings. But we had another purpose for coming here. We began to climb the Levante Tower that is open to the public and involves a steep walk. How high is it?
Only 40 meters.
40 meters up. That's easy.
Worth it.
Indeed, it was. A perfect Mediterranean day. And not only am I in the dead center of the observable universe, but I can see as far as the eye can see. In the daytime, that is. In the distance, our ship takes a break. Normally this is a bird's eye view, but I suppose from the tower of a cathedral it's a divine view. Below, a divine dancer, complete with castanets, Spanish hat, Spanish dress and Spanish music. Meanwhile, up on high, we can see our next destination, the beach. Looking a little misty over there. Up here one gets a great idea of the location and layout of the city. That hotel looks great. Maybe it's a restaurant too. I get my shots up here, and Nathan gets his. Then back to explore. Next time, the beach, a change in the weather, the food, the sun returns, a 16th century castle, the chapel, the art, the great views from here. Soak in the history for a while. Then a walk back to the ship. And a pleasurable sail away. Don't miss it.